Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are absolutely tearing into the chilling opening chapters of CL Montblanc's suspense thriller, They Want Us Dead. Now, if you're the type who loves unraveling a really good, juicy true crime mystery, you are exactly in the right place. We're going to visually deconstruct exactly how the author sets up this claustrophobic nightmare right from page 1, using all the clever little clues hidden in the text. All right, let's just dive right in.
The core premise hits you immediately with this ominous tagline, 8 teens, 1 twisted agenda. I mean, just hearing that, you know we're walking straight into a meticulously laid trap, right? We've got this group of young, super digitally savvy content creators who are essentially being lured out to a remote location. But as we're going to see today, the real terror isn't even whatever creepy thing is waiting for them in the shadows. It's actually the explosive, toxic chemistry between the teens themselves.
And this quote right here completely sets the tone. More wrong than any of us could have ever imagined. That foreboding statement just hangs over this entire opening sequence. It's basically a promise to us, the reader, that whatever petty internet drama these characters are dealing with right now, yet it is absolutely nothing compared to the disastrous cliffhanger we're building toward today.
Okay, moving right into Section 1, Suspect Profiles, Sam versus Dylan.
You have to notice the absolute stark contrast between these two. On the left, we've got our narrator, Sam Toombs. Sam is this hardcore, serious, true crime internet sleuth who actually helped link a missing persons case to the NamUs database. Like, they are the real deal. They've got a massive following, this totally bare bones, all black, Spartan IKEA bedroom aesthetic, and a really cynical worldview. Then on the right, we have Dylan Lowry. His handle is Adventures with Dill. He's way into urbex, urban exploration, basically crawling through collapsed, abandoned hotels, but he does it in a starchy, button-down shirt. Plus, he only has 23 followers and posts selfies wielding a literal foam cosplay sword. They are total polar opposites. And why does that matter? Because if you force two polar opposites into a confined space, you are guaranteeing a volatile reaction.
Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, they absolutely despise each other. Get a load of this insult. This is a real, actual comment Sam left on one of Dylan's selfies. Algorithm, please get this evil Peter Pan twink off my feed. Wow. Sam is incredibly biting, super snarky, and just deeply, deeply annoyed by Dylan's wholesome, eager beaver energy. It perfectly highlights the unbelievable pettiness of their online feud.
But hey, Dylan definitely gives it right back. Look at this aggressive retaliation he left on one of Sam's videos. "You are a nasty little worm with no morals," in all caps. This brilliantly illustrates that we're not just looking at friendly, sarcastic internet banter here. No, it is a mutual, venomous hatred. They're actively trying to make each other miserable online.
So Section 2, The Twisted Invitation, Teens of True Crime.
So how do they actually end up crossing paths in real life? Well, Sam gets this email from an organizer named Helen for the inaugural Teens of True Crime event. And honestly, the details sound like an absolute dream for any young creator. It's an exclusive retreat at Roth Manor in LA. Only 8 creators were selected, and it features a full week of networking and mentorship. Oh, and it's completely free education and support. It basically promises massive career growth and income. It's the kind of opportunity you'd be crazy to turn down, right?
But for Sam, the motivation to go runs way deeper than just wanting more followers or career growth. The text actually reveals that Sam is struggling with some pretty severe depression. They spend hours just standing in hot showers to escape the, quote, fucking bleakness of the world. Staying in the water so long their fingers get all pruny. Sam knows they need a radical change to break this cycle, so they force themselves to accept the invitation on a total whim, basically taking the leap before their own brain can talk them out of it.
Which leads us to Section 3, A Foreboding Departure.
Okay, the crucial point I really want you to take away here is the brilliant foreshadowing Montblanc uses as Sam says goodbye to their parents. Sam is gender nonconforming, and they note that blurring the lines can sometimes trigger what they call confusion aggression from really awful people. Because of this, Sam's dad gives them a very specific, chilling piece of advice right before they leave. If anyone tries to lay a hand on you, strike to the neck. I mean, think about that. Having your parent teach you throat strike self-defense right before you leave for a networking retreat, that is a massive, blinking red flag that real physical danger is on the horizon. It's just masterful how the author establishes this underlying threat before Sam even backs out of the driveway.
Let's trace this timeline and see how the claustrophobia really starts building. First, a sleek black GLE coupe arrives at Sam's house with its dying lawn. Sam throws their bag in, pulls open the passenger door, and makes a horrifying discovery. Dylan Lowry is sitting right there in the passenger seat. Literally, out of all the creators in the entire world, Sam has to carpool with their sworn internet nemesis. The tension just skyrockets as this car winds its way up the remote hills of Mulholland Drive, eventually crossing this crumbled, super dangerous-looking structure that Dylan dubiously nicknames the Murder Bridge. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth is Dylan even there? He does urban exploration, not true crime. Well, the text clears that mystery right up. Dylan reveals he is basically a sloppy second. A creator named Nyla News broke her arm surfing, so Dylan was called in as a last-minute replacement that very morning. And let me tell you, he is highly defensive about his small follower count. He insists he deserves to be there just as much as Sam does, which instantly reignites all their old, bitter arguments.
And that brings us to Section 4, the standoff at Roth Manor.
The car finally parks, and what happens next is just a masterclass in petty teen rivalry. Neither Sam nor Dylan will agree to be the first one to get out of the car. It turns into this completely silent, wildly stubborn standoff, until finally, Sam just loses their patience, physically reaches right over Dylan's lap to yank the door handle, and they both completely lose their balance. They just tumble out of the car in this humiliating mess of tangled limbs, smashing right onto the pavement. Sam smacks their funny bone, and Dylan bruises his tailbone right there on the gravel driveway. It is a total disaster.
But, as they're peeling themselves off the pavement, the mood abruptly shifts. Helen calls down to them from the house, and this really sinister, dark look crosses Dylan's face. All of that petty annoyance just suddenly drains away, and it's replaced by this heavy, dark dread. Because in this exact moment, they both realize the awful truth. They are completely trapped together in this remote location for 7 full days. There's no escaping each other now. So, let's take a look at where they're trapped. Section 5, the Erie Estate, inside Roth Manor.
You know, Sam was totally expecting a sleek, ultra-modern, glass and infinity pool type of Los Angeles mansion, but instead they are greeted by this monstrosity. Roth Manor is this gaudy, red sandstone 1900s Victorian castle. It's even got a giant lopsided cone spire right in the center. Sam actually describes it as an architectural nightmare, like the kind of messy estate that only an old man with way more money than tastes could ever love. It instantly establishes this weird, gothic, unsettling atmosphere.
And guys, the interior is just as jarring. The text literally notes that the building groans when they step inside. Groans! Almost as if the house itself wants to spit them back out. The decor is this chaotic clash of opulence. You've got Grecian columns framing every single doorway, a like glass chandelier that looks like a cheap prop straight out of Phantom of the Opera, and this bizarre orange and green wallpaper that Sam hilariously compares to a fake Italian Olive Garden. It's weird, it's totally mismatched, and it really makes you feel like you've just stepped right out of reality.
Which brings us to the climax of today's explainer. Section 6, a disastrous dynamic. Just listen to this incredible piece of internal monologue from Sam. I just know we're going to make this whole fucking house explode. Sam realizes, with a sinking feeling, that Dylan might just be the water to their grease fire. That undeniable, intense enemies tension between them threatens to completely ruin the entire retreat before it even officially begins.
So when we take a step back and put all these puzzle pieces together, the picture is incredibly clear. The trap is officially set. We have 8 isolated content creators who are mostly complete strangers, save for 2 who absolutely loathe each other's guts. They are stuck in a bizarre, groaning house that is cut off from the rest of Los Angeles by a crumbled mountain road. And of course, there is a mysterious organization with an agenda hidden in the shadows, pulling all the strings.
So I'm going to leave you with this provocative question to ponder. What twisted, sinister agenda actually awaits Sam, Dylan, and the rest of the creators inside Roth Manor? The author has painstakingly laid out all these highly combustible elements. Now all that's really left is for a spark to ignite them. Thank you so much for joining me for this breakdown on the explainer. I really hope this deep dive has you just as hooked on the mysteries of this text as I am. Keep asking questions, and I'll see you next time.